A woman was found dead inside a sauna.
What begins as an ordinary day can spiral into a nightmare. A relaxing sauna turns into a 100-degree tomb when the door handle breaks.
At the hospital, the operator was pronounced dead on arrival.
A heated racetrack moment ends in a deadly blow from a fellow competitor.
Well, here's a question for you. Would you risk your life for the perfect selfie?
A tourist chasing the perfect selfie atop Seville's bridge takes one wrong step and falls to her death.
I have to know the truth, he says. How did it happen?
These aren't urban legends, they're real, tragic, and terrifying. You're about to witness some of the strangest and most chilling deaths ever recorded.
I just can't believe something so terrible happened inside those walls.
This is People Who Died in the Most Horrific Ways, Part 2. What if your moment of relaxation became your final breath?
A woman was found dead inside a sauna.
In the tranquil town of Děčín, Czech Republic, two women, a mother, 65, and her daughter, 45, stepped into a friend's private sauna, expecting nothing but warmth and quiet conversation. The garden colony was peaceful, the world outside hushed. But inside, a routine escape turned into a nightmare.
They're investigating every possibility, interviewing any possible witnesses, and working around the clock to try to figure out this case.
As the heat rose and time slipped by, they decided to leave, only to find the door wouldn't open. The handle had broken clean off, trapping them inside. Panic set in. They pounded on the door, screamed for help, and tried desperately to smash the small window, but the glass held firm. No one heard their cries. The sauna, tucked away from the main house, was isolated. No neighbors, no passers-by. Minutes stretched into an agonizing hour and a half. The air thickened, the temperature soared. Their bodies, overwhelmed by relentless heat, began to fail. Hope faded with every passing second. Outside, their friend, the sauna's owner, grew uneasy. Why were her guests taking so long? She approached, only to find the door jammed. When she finally forced her way in, the scene was silent and still. The mother and daughter lay motionless on the floor, victims of a simple mechanical failure. Emergency services could only confirm the tragic outcome. Investigators later revealed the sauna lacked proper building approval and essential safety features. No emergency exit, no fail-safe. The owner faced a suspended sentence and a fine, but nothing could undo the loss. A serene afternoon, destroyed by a single broken handle. A chilling reminder, even our safest spaces can turn deadly in an instant when design and fate conspire against us. Is the perfect photo ever worth your life? Sylwia Radzel was just 23, a nursing student from Poland, full of dreams, curiosity, and the kind of bold spirit that takes you across the world. She had taught herself Spanish and dreamed of living in Spain after her studies. That day she stood on the Puente de Triana in Seville, Spain, bathed in golden sunset light, a place where love locks line the rails and tourists capture memories on their phones. Sylwia wanted one of her own. A selfie, simple, spontaneous. She climbed onto the ledge for a better angle, the Guadalquivir River shimmering below. But one slip was all it took. She lost her balance and plummeted 15 feet onto the concrete footings beneath the bridge. Medics rushed to her side and managed to revive her at the scene. She was taken to the Hospital of Traumatology, but her injuries were catastrophic. Despite their best efforts, Sylwia died soon after. In an age where photos document our every move, Sylwia's death was a gut punch, a modern tragedy. A split-second decision turned fatal in the quest for the perfect shot. Her mother later said Sylwia had fallen in love with Seville, had taught herself the language and dreamed of making a life there. She was vibrant, smart, and had her whole future ahead. But that moment on the bridge stole everything. Sylwia's story isn't just a cautionary tale about selfies. It's about how quickly beauty can turn into horror when danger hides behind a camera lens. a life full of promise, gone in the blink of an eye. All for one picture. After her death, officials announced plans to improve safety measures at the bridge, hoping to prevent another tragedy like Sylvia's. You take the metro every day, but what if on an ordinary morning, your routine commute became your last moment alive?
The woman who was strangled to death after her scarf got stuck in an escalator yesterday.
January 30th, 2014. It's just after 9 a.m. Naima Rarawidi, a 47-year-old mother of two, steps into Montreal's Fabre metro station, bundled against the biting Canadian winter. She's headed to an appointment, her day as unremarkable as any other. But as she rides the escalator down, fate intervenes in the most horrific way. Her long scarf, nearly as long as she is tall, slips into the moving teeth of the escalator. In an instant, it tightens, dragging her coat and hair into the relentless machinery. The scarf constricts around her neck. She falls, her head striking the metal steps while the escalator pulls mercilessly, the fabric and her hair binding tighter and tighter. There are no witnesses close enough to intervene. The emergency stop buttons, placed only at the ends of the escalator, are out of reach.
I have to know the truth, he says. How did it happen?
When paramedics arrive, they find Naima unconscious, her scarf and hair still ensnared in the escalator's jaws. Despite desperate efforts, she is pronounced dead at the scene. The coroner's report later reveals the full horror. She was strangled, her scalp lacerated by the unforgiving metal. Rumors swirl. Was this an attack? But the truth is even more chilling. A simple accident. A mother lost to a piece of clothing in a machine meant for safe passage. No crime, no warning, just a devastating twist of fate. Naima's death sent shockwaves through Montreal, sparking urgent calls for escalator safety and awareness. But for her family, no safety campaign can undo the loss. A silent mechanical tragedy that turned the ordinary into the unimaginable. August 9, 2014. The night air at Canandaigua Motorsports Park vibrated with the thunder of sprint cars. Among them, 20-year-old Kevin Ward Jr., a rising talent, fierce and unyielding. But on this dirt track, destiny waited in the shadows.
This amateur video shows Ward's sprint car hitting a wall during lap 14 after apparently being cut off by Tony Stewart's car.
In a flash, Ward's car tangled with racing legend Tony Stewart's machine, sending him spinning into the wall. The caution flag waved, engines idled, but Kevin's fury burned brighter. He climbed from his wreck, black fire suit blending into the dimly lit track, and stalked toward the passing cars, gesturing, demanding answers, adrenaline surging. One car swerved, narrowly missing him. Then came Stewart's number 14. In a split second, Stewart's right rear tire struck Ward, his body flung violently through the air before crashing to the ground. Paramedics rushed in, but hope was already gone. Kevin Ward Jr. was pronounced dead at the hospital, his life and dreams shattered by the force of impact.
Operator of the car that was struck was transported to Thompson Hospital in Canandaigua by ambulance. At the hospital, the operator was pronounced dead on arrival.
The racing world reeled. Toxicology reports revealed marijuana in Ward's system at levels that could impair judgment, a finding his family fiercely contested. Investigators pored over video, analyzed every frame. Has Stewart seen him? Did he react too late? Experts clashed. Stewart's team insisted he had barely a second to respond, while the Ward family's experts claimed Stewart accelerated, veering toward Kevin. A grand jury found no evidence of criminal intent, no charges were filed. Yet the controversy raged. The Ward family, haunted by loss, filed a wrongful death suit. In 2018, they settled with Stewart behind closed doors. The pain, however, remains public. Kevin Ward Jr.'s death became a cautionary tale, a night when passion, anger, and a single step onto the track turned a race into tragedy and left a sport forever changed. Life is fragile, but these deaths, they're a grim reminder of how unpredictably cruel fate can be. Who would think a sauna could become a prison? That a race could end in bloodshed? Or that chasing the perfect selfie could cost your life? Each of these bizarre endings tells a haunting story of accidents, heat-of-the-moment decisions, and plain bad luck. Which one shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you've made it this far, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We have even more twisted tales coming your way, because as unbelievable as these stories are, they're just the tip of the iceberg. Stay curious, stay cautious, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, watch your step.